Thank you guys so much. You guys doing well? Thank you so much for being here. Thanks everyone. Yeah, thanks everyone for everything. Thank you guys for sitting in the front row. You know, thank you for doing it. I did this because this is a brave thing to do. But I did this show for 4 weeks in Melbourne, and there were multiple nights where there was no one at all in the first 2 rows, and I got in trouble with the venue because I stood on the chairs in the second row and I brought the front row to them. And that's, you know, and the front row is subjective. You know, like you can muck around with that sort of thing. How are you? You guys good? Yeah. What's your name?
Remy.
And what's your name?
Jill.
Remy and Jill. Everybody say, how's it going, Remy and Jill?
How's it going, Remy and Jill?
Oh, yeah. You're well?
Yes.
Yeah, great. And you're well? Yeah. Thanks so much. How'd you guys hear about the show?
We've seen you before.
Oh, great. It was all right?
Yeah.
And we came back for more.
Yes.
Yeah. Any highlights?
Looking forward to this.
Oh, you're looking forward to this? So nothing really stood out previously, but the only highlight is the prospect it might be better again in the future. That's what a beautiful thing to say, Remy. If it means anything to you, I don't remember you at all. You blend in with the masses. You know, you're one in a million, I suppose. And you were there. You've seen me before.
Yeah.
You were with this. How do you guys know each other?
We met like a year and a half ago.
Oh, right. Yeah, and how long have you been together? I suppose, like, a year and a half. Yeah, right. How'd you guys meet?
We were both volunteering. And we met.
What were you volunteering for?
The Queensland Family Child Commission.
That's beautiful. I think. Those sound like good guys. I don't know, but like those sound like a lot of positive words altogether. You guys still volunteer there?
No.
They're all sweet. The Parents Family Child Commission, like everyone's doing fine. You did all the work was done. They didn't need you anymore. Give it up for these guys, hey? Saving lives. Yeah. Beautiful. You guys are good too? What are your names?
Liv.
Tom.
Liv and Tom. Everybody say, what's up, Liv and Tom?
What's up, Liv and Tom?
Not much, yeah. Just chilling out. What did you get up to today? Big Monday?
No, rest day. Worked all last week.
Yeah, right. What do you do for work?
I'm a maintenance fitter.
Maintenance fitter. Yeah, well, we could chat for hours, but we've got a show to get on with. No, look, in total honesty, I'd prefer if I didn't have to talk to you people. I'd prefer if there was very much one-way traffic. That's I prefer when you get someone else on to talk to you guys to ease the tension. You know, talk to you, the freaks, the muggles. You know what I mean? Like, I like when you do these gigs. There's an MC, and the MCs out there, they talk to the people. I was in Perth recently doing some comedy, Perth, Vegas. Right, I was in Brisbane, Vegas, Perth, Vegas. It's all one and the same to me. And the MC every night, right? The MC would come on stage and he'd go, "Your headliner this evening is the king of Perth comedy, right? Please welcome the king of Perth comedy." And then the king would come on, and the king would be great. You know, the king would crush. You know, not dead, but like good on him. You know, like the king would crush. You know, no disrespect to the king, and an honour to share the stage with the king. But that's why I didn't get it. You know, didn't make any sense to me. You know, trying to hype someone up by calling him the king, it just doesn't. King, I don't get it. Like the king. It's like the king's not even the funniest person in the kingdom. You know, like the king's got a jester. You know, like the king's got a comedian. You know what I mean? Like the king and the queen, they're not riffing between each other. You know, they don't have a podcast. They look further afield for the gags. You know, the king and the queen, they look around, they go, see that silly cunt over there? Maybe he can juggle. You know, maybe he's got long shoes. Maybe he's got a hat with bells. You know, maybe let's give him a tight five. You know, that's how I got started. But even if the king or the queen was deemed the funniest person in the kingdom, it's a monarchy. You know, it's nepotism. You know, it's not what the people think. You know, you want to be the elected official of comedy. You know what I mean? You want to earn it, don't you? You didn't earn that. Your daddy got you that. You know, you want to win the popular vote. You want to be the elected official of comedy. You want to be the president of comedy. You want to be the prime minister of comedy. In the Brisbane scene, I'm kind of known as the opposition leader of comedy. I'm kind of, some people are into me, but more people aren't. But I'm still around, you know what I mean? I'm still a part of it. I'm still around. I'm sort of the Peter Dutton of comedy. And I got some ideas to get out there. No, but we should crack on with the bragging portion of the evening. So what's happened is, because I've been doing comedy for about 3 or 4 years now, I've been very lucky, get to travel around a little bit, do my silly little jokes around the place, and people do ask the question. They go, you know, Ben, you know, they say, Ben, you've got a gorgeous, handsome, beautiful young man like yourself, good with parents, good with kids, you know, you're a young man like yourself doing all these gigs around the country, you must get some attention online from some sorry to be crass, but from some ladies. Sorry to be rude, but from some ladies. And no one likes someone who goes around, sucking themselves off. But that's absolutely. And these are good-looking women too. They're in my DMs, they're in my direct messages. This guy doesn't believe me, but they, they're thick and fast, and they're happening a lot. It's relentless. These are good-looking. These are women like Richard Garcia, 1571976. Okay. These are good-looking women. They're liking my stories. They're following me on Instagram. They're unfollowing me the next day. They're playing hard to get. They don't think this person. That profile picture was so obscene. I had to blur it. These are the kind of 9 different women, all named Marika. I mean, are you kidding? Oh, you don't believe me now, do you, mate? This is the kind of this isn't happening for some of you people. Because I'm on stage, because I'm the star. Look at my story. I'm looking at the story. Capango 30. I'm looking at the story. These are good-looking women. They're saying go to my profile. Look at I think these girls are friends, but they're sharing an account. But yeah, I'm going to the profile. I'm getting to know them. They're getting to know me. We're getting to know each other. They're getting to know me really well. They know my name, my interests, my mother's maiden name, the name of my first pet. They know a lot of. They know a lot of different stuff. So these are good guys. So that's just kind of my. Sorry. No. Shit. Sorry. I thought I turned my notification. Okay. Oh. Okay. So that's Finbar. That's my friend Finbar. We used to live together. Right. And that's Ash. So Ash has sent me a photo of Finbar. I love these boys to death. I know you thought that we had a connection happening, but you'll never stand where they stand. These are some of my favourite boys. But they look quite similar, don't you think? Finbar and Ash, they got the long hair, they got the moustache. They look. It's like having brothers. I don't have brothers, but this is what it'd be like. Living with 2 blokes who look similar. It would have to be something like that. I love these guys. But in fairness to Ash, Finbar looks like heaps of people. Finbar looks like Weird Al Yankovic. Finbar looks like Inigo Montoya. Finbar looks like Russell Brand at his lowest. At his lowest, yeah. At his lowest. All right. His lowest. Come on. I mean, fucking hell. All righty. This is going to be a really fun show. You guys are going to have such a nice time. Before I carry on with it, though, I know, I've got another guest I'd like to introduce you to. I've got a little friend of mine. He's just in town for a little bit, and I'd love you guys to see him. Are you guys right if we introduce another actor to do a few minutes while he's in town? I really think you're going to love him. He's only a little fella, but you're going to absolutely go crazy for him. Can you guys go crazy for me? Ready for an act? Please, welcome to the stage. It's my friend. It's Oliver the Ant.
Oh, hey guys, thanks so much. It's so good to be here. Dating is bloody weird, hey? Where are my singles at? Single blokes, where are we? I feel you, fellas. It's bloody tough out there. I mean, how are you meant to get any action these days? The way these chicks are? I mean, with everything going on, too. The apps, Me Too, COVID. It's all so crazy. And now all these ladies reproducing asexually through Thelatochus parthenogenesis? What's a fella got to do for some antussi? I mean, hello? Just a smidge, just a tad, just a crumb. All right. Well, not a whole crumb. That'd be crazy. But you can never be bloody sure these days, can you, hey? Ha ha ha. The PC police are always on my back. The bloody pancake police. I got into the maple syrup the other day and they hated it. No, but seriously, guys, it is awesome to be here. I've got a queen and 6,000 kids at home, so it's great to be anywhere. How's my front row doing? What do you do, mate? Not you. Yeah, you. You. Front row with the...
Facial hair.
And the...
Sitting on the right as I look at you.
What do you do? Yeah, cool. And how long have you been doing that for?
And how long have you been good for?
Wow. Must be a big...
Having a nice time. You fucked it. You fucked it.
Ha 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 ha. Just sucking you off, mate. It's always going to be big to me. Doesn't matter. I'm an ant. No, but seriously, guys. How about this? This might be a bit more relatable. Have you ever been out in public and you run into a mate's ex? Oh my God. So #awkward. I ran into my best friend's ex the other day. Yeah, his exoskeleton. Bloody move out of the way, D'Angelo. Ha 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 ha. I'll leave you with this. Look, I ejaculated the other day. That's it, really. What an anti-climax. You guys have been awesome. Are you ready for a great show? Please welcome back to the stage my man, Ben Hunter.
Make some noise for Oliver. Great job, mate. That was that was unreal. You crushed that. Thanks so much for doing that. That was amazing.
Thank you so much for having me, Ben. I had a really good time up there.
No, you were awesome. They loved you.
Yeah, it's a great crowd. I think you're going to have a lot of fun.
Fingers crossed, yeah.
I was just wondering, is it all good if I sit up here and kind of watch the show from up here? It just saves me walking all the way backstage.
Yeah, sure. I don't mind. As long as you guys are cool with that, he'll hang out.
Yeah, thanks so much. You won't even know I'm here.
Fucking hell. Get one more time for Oliver here, everyone. What a guy. Good to have him. You guys know Flow Rider? The rapper? Flow Rider? Apple bottom jeans? Boots with the fur, if you want. Yeah, I won't give away the whole song, but put it this way, it wasn't just some of the club looking at her. Pretty much everyone. Yeah, basically the whole place. You guys know this guy? So do you know who this guy is, or what's you guys? You know who I'm talking about? You know, he's a big deal, right? You know, get this. Do you know he doesn't even have 1 million followers on Instagram? Is that crazy to you? That's what I'm saying. I thought he'd have more. Yeah, well, let's carry on. Now the admin's out of the way. Yeah, but yeah, let's get on with it. No, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this thing. Hey, I mean, what's happened to society? Are we going to talk about what has happened to the status? I can't believe it. It's gone don't you think it's gone a bit too far? I was at my nephew's soccer game on the weekend. I was at my little nephew's soccer game, right? Saturday morning, half-time comes along. Under 8 soccer, right? This is a state of society right now. Half-time comes along at my little nephew's soccer game. All of the kids, they all have a suck on an orange-flavoured vape. That cost of living crisis is so bad, they didn't even get one each. They had to share. You know, the defenders were passing one around, the midfielders are sharing one. You know, Luca was up front, he had 2 goals. He got a vape to himself, you know. He'd earned it, right? But it would have been a pack of blues if it was up to me. But everyone else had to make do. It's good is that crazy? Can you believe that?
Yeah, I will say I can.
You can? Yeah, right. I made it up. So gotcha, I guess. But no, but society has gone crazy. Everywhere you go, you got to pay some money now. Just for little things. Everywhere you go, it's $5 to do this, $10 to do that. You know, $15 you want to park your car. You know, you want to cross a bridge, it's like $6.70. Just to cross a bridge, only a little beep beep. You know, just to cross a bridge. What happened to the good old days? You wanted to cross a bridge, you could just answer some riddles 3. I would bring that back, don't you think? You know, oh sorry mate, don't have any change on me. Let me have a crack at the brain teasers. You know what I mean? There is something nice about that. You know what I mean? Would you ever go at the brain teasers? Yeah. Like, you'd hold up some traffic. But you'd have a go, you know? It'd be good to have the option, you know what I mean? Imagine hearing that on the traffic report. Yeah, a bit of a block up on the M7 this morning. Yeah, the third one's really tricky. Oh, it's clearing up a bit now. Yeah, it turns out the horse's name was Friday. Bring it back, I say. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, clap, clap, clap. I've heard it all before. Oh, we're having fun. I was in Melbourne recently. I went to not the zoo, like the zoo but wet. The aquarium. I'm good now. The aquarium. See, should I start that again for the camera or like no? He meant to do it. Sea Life Melbourne, they call it. Sea Life Melbourne. And I tell you what, I saw life. Aquatic life. Because it's called Sea Life Melbourne. And I tell you what, I saw life. Some people haven't gotten it. So it's called Sea Life. It's pretty straightforward. Just past tense, right? It's called Sea Life. And I tell you what. Sorry? I was going to say that. Oh, it's fucking hell. I'll start again. You guys know Flow Rider? You guys... No, you're right. Yeah, no, and I saw life, right? I was there. I couldn't believe this place is pretty crazy. You know, I saw life. I go along there. I'm there with my sister, right? We go along. We approach it. We approach it. There's a big sign out the front, right? It says, "See Life Melbourne." It would. And I tell you what. No, okay. So there's a big sign, right? It says, "See Life Melbourne." It says, "See Life Melbourne." Home to over 4,000 spectacular creatures, right? And I see this, and I'm thinking, fucking oath. You know, like, that's heaps. You know what I mean? 4,000, wow. I was hoping to see a few of those today. You know, absolutely. 4,000, wow, very generous of you. Yeah, thank you so much for all the spectacular creatures. Yeah, no guarantees I'll get to them all. You know, I'll give it a red hot go, but I'm only one bloke and I've only got 2 eyes. You know, like, I know, and even 2,000 each. That's a big ask. You know, like, and they work pretty codependently. You know, these eyes of mine. So I'll give it everything, but don't hold it against me if I don't get to them all. And at this point, the guy working at the car park is confused. But we go inside anyway. There with my sister, right? We walk inside, and then we arrive at like sort of the ticket desk or whatever. And up the top, there's a sign that has all the prices, right? And it's $35 for a ticket to the aquarium, right? And my sister, she sees this. She's going, oh, $35. That's a bit expensive, she says. She's going, wow, I didn't realise it was going to be that much. You know, are we sure this is what we want to do today? You know, cost of living and stuff. You know, it's pretty crazy. You know, are we sure this is what we want to do today? And I'm thinking, $35 for over 4,000 spectacular creatures. That's not even 1 cent per spectacular creature. Is this thing on? Guys, that's out of control. I don't know if you guys have been keeping abreast the spectacular creature market recently, but that's pretty insane. You go to Sushi Train, you're spending $4.50 minimum on a very small portion of not even a spectacular creature. They don't give you the whole thing, and the creature sucks. You know, do the maths, guys, you know what I mean? And we're all thinking it. If someone were in the aquarium, it'd be at the beginning, you know, we're all thinking it. Like, because that's how the aquariums work. That's how they organise these things, the creatures. They get more spectacular the further you go. Sharks at the back, you know what I mean? And then put the boring shit up the front, make you walk, because you have to walk past it to get to the good stuff. But if they put the sharks halfway, you turn around. Very similar strategy to Coles. Because the milk at the back. So the milk to Coles is what is this a Woolworths crowd or something? What's going on? It's the same joke either way. I don't mind. I could have done a survey monkey. You know, I didn't have your emails, right? I do now. But do you know the saying, "This isn't my first rodeo"? Yeah. Now imagine swapping the word rodeo for aquarium. And how's that sounding? You know, it's pretty... And that was me. This wasn't my first aquarium. I'd been before. You know what I mean? I'd been to the Cairns Aquarium. I've been to the Cairns Aquarium, right? Anyone ever been to Cairns Aquarium? Yeah, oh, good stuff, you know. Like, you guys have got to get the Cairns' own little wet slice of Taronga. It's beautiful. This place, and that's not bad, but this place is pretty good. Cairns Aquarium, they got the same system. That's how they order the creatures, right? Least spectacular most. But they've also got this other system I'd never seen before, right? You could, at the ticket desk, there wasn't just the standard ticket price. For a little bit cheaper, you could get just a 2-hour ticket, right? What's going on there? You know, how do you enforce that? How are you going to catch me? Is my question. You know, I'm ducking and weaving. Put it this way: I'm having a push pop. I'm hanging out with the blue-tongued lizards. You know, I'm avoiding. If it's just the guy chasing me, newsflash, I'm avoiding him. You know, like how do we slip by? But so we go inside. I hadn't thought about all of this, right? So we go inside. Me and my buddies. We get the 2-hour ticket. You know, we don't have all day. Though that was an option, and we go inside. We're on a 2-hour time crunch. You know, I don't know. I don't know if they got security cameras or what in there, right? We're on a time crunch, right? And my buddies, they're spending minutes and minutes, almost half an hour, on the fish at the beginning, the guppies and the trout. Fellas, you're filling up on bread. Let's get a wriggle on. You know, we got a lot of spectacular creatures to fill up on. You know, leave some room. You know, and what about dolphins? You know. Yeah. Not in the aquarium, but sea creatures nonetheless. You know, you're going to disagree with me there? Nah, like to see you try. But they are, though. They are. I love dolphins. They're some of my favourites. I think they're awesome. I'm a big fan, right? I love dolphins, right? I think they're great. They're so strong and sleek and agile, majestic, good to look at. Dolphins, wow. I'm really into them, right? But it's not all sunshine and rainbows when it comes to dolphins. You know, you guys heard about this? That that nasty side to dolphins where they do to people? You guys know about this? What have you been hearing? So?
They're
Randy. I was going to say they steal fish. Can we get this guy out of here? No, no, he's right. He's right. The dolphins, they've been known to. They're not very subtle. Sexually. To people sometimes. That's what they do. They can rape people sometimes. That's true. I'm not making that up. So it's difficult to know where to stand with dolphins, you know, because there's like the good and the bad. But I mean, that's NRL players for you. Guys, fins up, eh? Allegedly. Dolphins HQ got in touch. They're not happy, but they're allegedly. No, good on them. Go, boys, go.
No, please don't tell me.
Sorry. Are you all right?
Have I missed him? Am I
Can we get a light on? Are you all right?
Oh, am I too late for the little guy?
The little...
Oliver.
Oh, the opener. Oh, yeah, no, he finished it. Yeah, he's done ages. We're like halfway through the show now, man, yeah.
Shit, I've been waiting for this for weeks.
Oh, I'm sorry, man, but you're late. Do you have a ticket and stuff? Do we get his name at the door? Can you just your last name for Brit at the door or whatever?
Eater.
And a first initial they usually need. I don't know if.
A.
Oh no, the ant's definitely gone, man. Yeah, the ant, didn't he, guys? The ant left, didn't he? Yeah.
Did he have like another show?
Oh no, yeah, he's on.
I could
he's
go,
going to
fine.
Perth, Vegas. He's on the red eye. He's out of here. Yeah.
Perth.
Ages away. Yeah. So now that you can go now if you want, I guess. But
I mean,
up to you.
Is he any good?
Yeah, it's alright, yeah.
It's not confident.
Did we plan that?
Sure, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah, great. Thanks for supporting the arts.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Well, we were just getting into the aquatic section of the show, so you're right on time. You know, if we're talking the aquarium, we got to talk about the ocean. You know, the nature's aquarium. Which came first, the ocean or the aquarium? People still have a lot to say, and you may think you know the answer, but I'll send you some subreddits. There's a lot. I got a lot of mates say, I love the ocean. The rumours are true. I love it out there. I love getting in the ocean. You know, I like getting in there, swimming around. I like running amok. And you guys might think, oh, you like getting in the ocean, but I love getting in the ocean. If I'm getting in the ocean, I'm not just I'm sprinting in. Towel down, I sprint in. I'm not fucking around. I'm sending a message to the rest of the beach. You know, I'm getting in the fucking water. That's what I'm telling That's what I'm telling you people. That's you guys. You're at the beach. You're putting your towel in. You're tiptoeing down, aren't you? I could tell you guys tiptoe. You tiptoe down. Oh, what if it's cold? That's you guys. Oh, what if it's cold? Oh, what if it's cold? Oh, I can't wait to go to Typo tomorrow. You know, that's you guys. I'm gonna watch an episode of Schitt's Creek. You know, that's you guys. That's you guys. That's not me. I'm sprinting in. You know, and then when I'm in there, you know, I'm not in there for the rejuvenative effects of the sea. You know what I mean? I might get in trouble for saying this, but I'm in there to have a bit of fun. Okay, I'm in there to guilty as charged. You know, if it's a crime to get into the ocean to have a bit of fun, then you know, guilty as charged, Your Honour. I love getting in there. I'm gallivanting. I'm frolicking. I'm playing. Okay, I'm doing handstands. I'm playing mermaids. You know what I mean? Like I'm getting my rashi. I'm going like this. I'm inflating. Fellas know what I'm talking about. I'm having a nice time, you know. If the mood so strikes me, I'm floating on my back. I'm playing with the bubble in my boardies. Guilty. And if it's a crime to lay on your back and play with the bubble in your boardies, then 25 to life, Your Honour. I am sick for it. I'm really into it. I'm the Jeffrey Dahmer of that kind of stuff. I really like it. There's going to be a documentary about me one day, and you're all going to be in it. And you won't be the good guys. I like it in there. I like playing. I like having a nice time. But you can lose track of time in there. I got to be very careful of that because you got a life to get on with. Sure, it's nice in there, but you got to get out of the ocean eventually. You know, you got work, you got school. You know, you got to go to the dog pound. You got to look into the empty cages. Think about what could be. You know, you've got stuff, and I still am yet to figure out what I mean when I say that as well. But the point is, you got stuff in the calendar. You know, you got to get out eventually. And sure, I've sprinted in, but that's not what I do on the way out. On the way out, just a little thing I like to do. Sure, I've sprinted in, but on the way out, I get on my belly, and I sort of writhe and wriggle. Just something, and then eventually I'll sort of slowly stand up, like progressively as I get towards the car park. So, just a little shout out to evolution. Just a little shout out to the ones who did it first. You know, big up the primordial ancestors, right? So, do you guys not get that, or you don't think it's funny? Because it's got to be one of the two. You know what I mean? It's got to be one of the two, because I did that joke in Melbourne, right? And there were two 15-year-old boys in the front row there with their parents, and they did not seem to enjoy the evolution material. And afterwards I asked them, I was like, did you not understand that, or you didn't think it was funny? And they said, we didn't get it. So I explained evolution to them, and it took about an hour and a half, but we got there eventually. The show ran late, people were mad. But we got there eventually. And then I said, do you guys, what do you think now? And they said, we don't think it's very funny. Goes to show, you know, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. I was on a ranch the other day, down by the stables, and there was a stable hand, and he was trying to get his horse this horse he had a thirsty horse. He was trying to get the horse to drink some water, but he wasn't having an easy time of it. He could get it to the water fine, but they were struggling to finish the job, you know, bring it home. You know, so I said to him, I called out, I said, mate, you know, you can explain evolution to some 15-year-olds, but you can't make them enjoy a joke about it. And he really got a let out of that, so yeah. Oh, you must have. Yeah, that's something that happened. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I suppose, oh, yeah, sure, I'll read some poems. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no doubt. I'd love to read some poems if that's all right. Poetry, I believe, and I think you'll all agree, is about three main things. Speaking your truth, sticking it to the man, and rhyming. So with that in mind, this first poem is called Being Kicked Out of Suncorp Stadium for Handing Out Biscuits Just Trying to Make a Friend. May I not offer some arrow roots to the Broncos lads as they lace their boots? Can a man not give out wagon wheels to some likely hungry Parramatta eels? Oh, so it's illegal to offer a Scotch finger, is it, to Canberra legend Mal Meninga, in it? Is it so wrong to offer a Kingston to former Panther Kevin Kingston? Cut me some slack, yeah. Security don't treat me quite the nicest, considering I offered them all mint slices. As they dragged me out, I think, damn, damn, damn. Perhaps they'd have rathered a Tim Tam Tam Tam. They've kicked me out, my night is done, when the biscuity fun had barely begun. I sit alone by Caxton Street with whole arnott's assorted for someone to eat. Yeah, sorry. Oh, sorry. There's a tear mark there from the trial run. Got pretty raw in here. The crowd inside cheers. Someone has scored. Not me, though. I've been kicked out for handing out biscuits, just trying to make a fucking friend for once. That's all Mum said you need to do. Just go along, be nice to people, offer them things that they'd like, and then they'll be your mate. But no, it's not that easy, is it? So this next poem is... Thank you. Yeah, perfect. Oh, the whole... Yeah. Join on in. But technically it should be clicks for poetry, but I'm happy with any sort of flesh slapping together. This next poem is called... This one might be a bit more relatable. You know that moment where you think that... you know when you think that sometimes you think, oh, I've come up with a great invention, right? But then you realise it's already been invented. So that's what happened with me one time with the shower. So this is about that moment where you think you're the one who invented the shower. I like having baths. I've done them for over 200 months. But what if a bath were not all at once? I pay my water bill, I pay my taxes. But what if a bath were on the y-axis? Thank you. Thank you. Beautiful. Yeah. This final poem, this is a love poem. For any lovers in the crowd, feel free to look your lover in the eye as it's being read. And by feel free, I mean do it, or and we're not starting without it. Oh yeah, that was nice. That's nice. Don't think you're getting out of this either, you guys. Yeah. Nice, babe. Bit of eye contact, wouldn't go astray. Why are you stopping? What's going on? How could I not... Fine, that you'll have it your way, mate. She's been itching her head. And it's been giving me the shits. So while she's sucking me off, I check her for nits. Thank you. Hey. Thank you very much. Very poetic. That one's for the lovers. That one's for the lovers, and this one's for the dreamers. No, it's romantic. You know, I'm in love. I've got a beautiful partner. They're a DJ. It's pretty, wiki. You know, nothing to. I don't see what's funny about that, but I'm capable of that kind of thing. It's a DJ, and it's cool. You know, going out with someone who's also in the creative arts. You know, because you can learn a lot about each other. You know, being creative because the disciplines. You might think there's not a lot in common, but there is between comedy and DJing. You know, you got to read the room. Crushed it. You know, nailing it, you know. You got to adjust on the fly. You might have a plan coming in, but but then things happen, you know. You got to figure. He's still there, and you got to figure it out, you know. And then the big one, the most important thing is and something I'm still trying to work on is like the transitioning. You know, you got to transit from song to song, and then you got to transition from sort of joke to joke. You know, that's something I'm working on. So yeah, I don't know. It's just nice. So just nice. Yeah. You guys having a drink? Yeah? Having a beer? Yum. No, not for me. No. Nothing wrong with that. Couple of drinks on a Monday night. Nothing wrong with that. Couple of cans. Beautiful. Not a crime. Thank goodness. If having a couple of cans on a weeknight was a crime, you know, I'd have some allegations to get in front of, you know. I'd put it that way. Yeah, a couple of cans. Yeah, sick. Party on. Couple of cans, hey? Couple of cans, yeah. Couple of cans. I was in Cairns recently, and so I was in Cairns recently. I was doing some comedy, and I was staying on my friend Joe's couch, right? I'm doing some comedy up there, and then he's got a real job. He had to get up early in the morning to go to his real job, right? I'm sleeping on the couch, and then I see him later on that night, and he goes, I didn't wake you up, did I? When I got up this morning? I'm like, no, you didn't wake me up. He was like, oh, cool, because I had the kettle on, making a cup of tea. I didn't know if the kettle would wake you up. And I said, no, the kettle was fine and all good, because it didn't wake me up, it's true. But I was saying to him, I was like, even if the kettle did rouse me, you know, be not very fair of me to be mad at the kettle, you know, because all things considered, I think the kettle is quite right to make a bit of noise, considering what it's achieving. You know, boiling water and stuff, you know. Fair enough, make some noise, you know. Like if you gave me a litre of water and said, get that to 100, I'd be way louder, you know what I mean? I would go, you know, I'd be going for it, you know, so we'd all have our ways of going about it. That went all right. I'll try it again. We did lose some of you there. I was in Cairns recently. I was staying with my friend Joe. It is pretty good, though. Try not to look at it. No, let's try. Seriously, look at me. Try not to look at it. You're out. You know. One. I see. No, forget it. You can have it at the end of a treat if you're lucky. If you're really good for the rest of the night, then you can have it. Wow. Yeah, not bad. We are getting towards the point of anything. So you guys have been so nice so far. Are you?
This doesn't have to be like a big deal.
No, I mean, you got the spotlight now, man. We're just filming it and stuff, and I just thought.
No, I'm just trying to be polite and just kind of make.
Okay, well.
What is this? It's just silly.
Yeah.
That's the whole show.
Suppose, yeah.
It's just a grown man pretending to be a little boy.
Not in the script, so pretty hurtful.
No.
But like, hope you're happy though. Yeah, good on you. But But no, yeah, I
It's not
suppose
for
it's
me.
just...
Like this might be your taste, but it's not my taste at all.
That's
so.
no one's need... Yeah. You can
Okay.
go, then go.
Yeah,
You didn't have to...
that's what I was
Who
trying
do
to
you
do.
like then? What? I don't know. Like what?
All over the air.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I love that little dude.
Sure. Yeah,
But-
yeah. He's
But
great.
he's not here, so I'm just gonna.
No worries. We'll see you later.
All right.
man. Have a good one. Holy shit. Are you a
Oh
good...
my god, this is so scary.
I know, man. But just
Yeah, I'll be quiet.
keep it
I'll
down
be
just in
quiet.
case he might
I
be...
don't want anything bad happening.
Yeah, I know, man. You're doing great, though.
But
You're
hey, just while I've got you, I was wondering, this is probably silly,
Yeah.
but I just think we would work really well together as a duo. I was wondering if you'd maybe want to do a show together in Edinburgh this year, like the Edinburgh Fringe Festival.
Oh, yeah.
Registration's closed soon. It's in August, I think, and I don't know. I just think we do really well. Sort of, no one's ever really done a cross-species split bill before. I think we'd have an interesting selling point, don't you?
Yeah. Maybe. Let's we'll chat about it after.
Yeah,
What do you
for
reckon?
sure,
Yeah.
of course. Yeah, totally. You got the show to get on.
Yeah.
with. Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
No dramas.
Just, I don't know. Think about it.
Will do. But just
Yeah,
just in case. So
I'm quiet. I'm quiet. Shh, I'm quiet.
good on you, mate. No dramas. Good on you. Am I standing too close to the edge of the stage, do you think?
No, I think you're the same.
Okay, thank you. Because people get worried. I like standing close to the edge of the stage, so I worry. Because I did this gig recently, and there was a woman in the front row, and she was looking at me very concerned throughout the whole set. She had this very worried look on her face the whole time. And eventually I had to say something right. I was like, sorry, is something wrong? And she said, oh, you're just standing so close. I was like, so what? You know, like, politely, but yeah, so what? She said, what if you fall? What if I fly? And that's just an example of a joke. See, I can do it. So, no, look. I mean, let's stop mucking around. You know, who in here has been to Movie World the most recently? Anyone in the last month? Now's your time. Who reckons they might be in with a shout?
I'm going in a couple weeks.
Have you been recently? Have you been ever?
Yes.
Did you go on the Joker coaster? Okay. Yeah, you guys talk amongst yourselves or something for this bit, because no, you'll go on it and you'll see what I mean. Okay, you guys know the Joker? He's got a roller coaster, and I love what he's done with the place. He has now the Joker roller coaster. It's one of the best things in the world. The Joker coaster, the longest and fastest hyper coaster in the Southern Hemisphere. 1.4 kilometres of twists, turns, and fun. 115 kilometres per hour. And a big thank you to Movie World for sponsoring today's show. And a big... No, I'm kidding. But it is good. The way he's organised this thing, the Joker has nailed the brief. You know what I mean? He's figured it out. He has, right? Because the Joker, he gets you along, you sit down, you strap in, it builds up, you know? It takes a long time, right? It gives the nerves a chance to build. It's tension, right? That's what we like about it, building. Right? It takes a while, right? You get halfway up. You see how high you've been. You see how high you're going. You're thinking, fuck, maybe this is enough. You know, maybe this will do. But at which point, the Joker, the titular Joker, he's like, not yet, not high enough, keep going, more. And that's just one of many classic Joker quotes I could rattle off, but... All right, we'll do one more. You guys know in the second one where he goes, he's like, I hate Batman, I'm gonna kill him with a big gun, because I hate him, he's a bastard. Yeah, I haven't seen them. But the point is, you go really high, right? The tension, it builds. You're halfway up. You go in, it's nervous, there's tension, it's building. You get up there, you crescendo, you're up, you're over, and then you're off. Then you're rollering, then you're coastering. You're going to love it, right? Then that's what's good about it, though. You know, it's tension, it's release, it's theatre, it's cricket, it's all of it. You know, it's Jimmy Anderson. You know, it's Marnus Labuschagne, it's Usman Khawaja. You know, it's everyone, and that's resonating with some of the room. But the point is, that's what we like: the tension, the release. You know, you go to the Superman roller coaster after that. Different story. You know, you go to the Superman roller coaster, you sit down, you strap in, bang, fuck, whoa, you're over, hits you in the back of the head. You're just into it, you know what I mean? You're just going for it. There's none of what we had with the Joker. There's no build-up. There's no tension. There's no foreplay. You know, Superman's just fucking me. You know, Superman's just going for it. There's no kissing. There's no cuddling. I mean, there's barely even consent. Superman he's just going yard on my little boy pussy. And that's not an easy thing to say. You know, He's just having his way with me, this bloke. He's going for it, right? You go back to the Joker after that. And he's meant to be the bad guy, you know, and he knows how to treat a fella. You know, he's looking after me nice. You know, he's romantic with it. He lets the tension build, you know. The Joker, all things considered, he lets it build for ages. You know, he takes me out for a nice dinner. We're having a glass of red and a risotto, you know. We're playing footsie under the table. You know, he's wining and dining me, right? He walks me back to his place, you know. We've had a tiramisu. You know, he takes me inside, you know, he lights a candle, you know, dims the lights, puts on a record I've never heard before. You know. Oh, Joker. What's this? Mumford and Sons, you know. It was not your fault but mine. You know, he's serenading me. It's romantic. You know, I'm getting ready to go. He pushes me to the bed. He strips me bare. You know, it's sensual. He's getting sensual with it. He's touching me all over. He's kissing my nipples how I like. He's getting me ready to... And do keep in mind, this is about a roller coaster. He's getting me bloody excited. At a certain point, I can't take it anymore. You know, my arms are up. I'm screaming. Let's do this thing. You know, Joker, I'm ready. At that point, the Joker, he doesn't fuck. He makes love to me. And what about the Tower of Terror, hey? Oh, yeah. No, that's enough of fucking a roller coaster. I hear you. We are towards the end. I did want to run you through this thing before we finish up. Did anyone read of Mice and Men, the book? Did anyone read? I read this book in high school, and I thought it was so crazy. But because it was a very intense theme for quite a young age, I would have thought. Because at the end, it's about these two migrant farmhands, and one of them's very slow, but one of them's quite quick. But they care a lot about each other. And at the end of the movie, and the book, similar ending at both. But the big dumb guy, he's got himself in trouble with this village, and then his mate does what he thinks is the noble thing because the mob's going to kill him. So at the end of the movie, George spares Lenny from Curly's wrath by shooting Lenny in the back of the head as they reciting their shared dream of owning a farm one final time. Right? Bit much for 15 years old, wouldn't you think? Like, I don't know. I was thinking about, you know, Fortnite and when I'm going to hit puberty. And in fairness, I'm still thinking about both of those things. But I just... And further from that... oh, shit. Is that the light?
That's probably time, mate.
Oh, okay. All right, that's cool. We can scrap that bit.
Sorry, is that my fault?
Oh, no, that's not you, man. No,
I really didn't mean to go as long as I did. You told me I could do 5. I think I only did 3.5, but maybe I went long. I thought of that Entussy thing on the way over and just wanted to give it a go.
We love the Entussy thing.
It wasn't...
It's not on you. We loved him, didn't we, guys?
Thanks, That's really nice of you all. I don't know, it's just difficult for a little fella to get spots in the big city, you know what I mean? It's been a stressful night with the anteater and everything, you know what I mean?
You're telling me.
You know, I know I'm not the best, you know, I really appreciate the opportunity. I'm not the flashiest, I'm not the biggest, I'm not the strongest, though proportionally maybe, but I really just give it a red hot go and leave it all out on the stage. And any thoughts on that split bill? Oh.
Hey,
Do my eyes deceive me, or on that stool, an ant?
I can explain.
How could I have missed this delicious scent? Which means you lied.
I didn't lie. I just didn't tell the truth necessarily. Like, he's my mate, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I love him. Why would you lie that Oliver the Ant is here?
Your name's Anteater, you know. I wouldn't have let handsome comedian murderer in either. You know, it does what it says on the tin, you know.
Your name is Ben Hunter. Do you hunt Bens?
Fair point. But... Listen, this is, you know, you got to, you know, he doesn't mean anything. I'm sure there's got to be more ants out there, aren't there?
I am sorry. But, I'm gonna eat them.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I am gonna eat them.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm gonna eat them.
Okay.
I'm gonna eat them.
What's happening? What's going on?
Hey, nothing. You're all good, man.
He seems really mad.
Yeah, he is mad, but you're fuck. Look out at the crowd. Didn't you have a good time tonight, man?
Yeah, it's been a great show. It's been a great crowd. What a wonderful audience you've brought together. Thanks. I mean, I know I've said it a bunch, but thanks so much for having me.
No, thank you for being here. You're unreal.
Yeah, I'm looking at them. I can see them. You know, they were really good.
Hey, do you want to do that Edinburgh show together, man?
Really? The Edinburgh show? You think you're interested? I was thinking about doing the whole... What do you reckon? We could do the whole month. Really sort of make a trip out of it.
Yeah, that sounds great,
What a
man.
learning experience for them.
Sorry.
Oh, great, that's so exciting to hear that you're interested.
I
I'm
didn't
happy to
know.
sort of send the emails and sort of do the legwork and
Uh-huh.
the paperwork and stuff like that, you know. I'm happy to... That'd be awesome, and you're welcome to do sort of a bit longer than
I'm
me
sorry.
if you want. You know,
You can look away if you want to. I don't
more
want
of a
to.
name, I suppose. You're a bit bigger than I am. Yeah, well, great. I mean, hey, what about... I was thinking for a title, we can maybe call it...
Give it up for Harry Piaggio, everybody. That's been the show. Thank you so much. Have a great